the channel. Tilly here, and I'm going to give you a little insight of what I do for practice. I have been working really hard on these like 5 key points, and I'm going to see what I can do to kind of show you what I've been working on each of those points and why they're so important. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to start with number 1. It's going to be your timing. On your step, you're doing a 4-step, 5-step. You want to have a good timing so you have a good release. But if your timing's off, you're going to compensate for things by muscling it, which is a big cause for me, which I'm trying to get rid of. And it's very, very hard. It's a very bad habit. I need to break it. For 5-step, boom, 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 boom. Because your power steps are going to get all your speed at and body control. But I'll just give you a quick little show of what happens if you do not have the correct timing. For bad timing, it was like starting off way too slow or starting off way too fast, where you have to like control it, really slow everything back down. I'll show you one that's really slow, how I used to do it, which I thought was fine, and everything started crumbling down, big old toilet bowl. So yes, it struck, but I really have to really hard push off at the very end. And obviously it worked out for me for a while, and then it started going crashing down. I'll show you a really fast approach right now. I was bent over way too much, and there was no, like, you can miss a lot more. I had the specto going, and I threw that 20 miles an hour. A little fast off the hand. I want to get that butter zone of like 15 at the end of the pattern. I'm throwing around 16, 17 after the approach. When I'm throwing at 23 after the approach, not very good. So let's go back to my timing, go to that one setup where it's just it's very controlled, very good. But let's bring us to our second point. So I am working on my arm swing mainly today, but the main thing with the arm swing is you want to be very fluid. You don't want to muscle it through. I have a big problem with that. I've been told that I decelerate on the downswing. So I'm trying to find ways that fit my style by watching other bowlers. I watched many pro bowlers, and I just can't find a right fit for myself, really. I've been told some names, but I honestly kind of forgot their names. I just watch so much bowling. I just watch them all. I just know two-handers aren't really going to be my people to watch. But I kind of like EJ Tackett because he has all the power, and it's EJ Tackett. And I'm trying to find a way to let the ball drop, and I feel that the timing has helped me a little bit more with it, but it's all going to be in the end too by holding my balance. If I'm holding my balance, I'm going to be able to not push it through and throw myself forward. I can stay up and just kind of let the ball release. But let's talk about the balance now. So you want to finish strong at the very back. You want to stay in your position and really hold. Keep my toe down in the back, so I'm very sitting on all that power, sitting on all my legs, using my legs as the power, not using my arm, not using my back to help get the ball down. It's kind of a self-applied thing with balance. The better balance you have, the more hook you're going to have, especially with the way your hand is setting, but we'll talk about hand a little bit later. And which also implies your balance arm. Saw some things about using your balance arm. Like I physically can't do it like this. I feel like I'm just swinging everywhere. So I try to keep it somewhere where I can still open up, where I have maybe my peripherals or 45 degrees off from my line, or perpendicular if you're be really complex. And then I'll come back and pull the arm back, but make sure you always have that thumb down to get as much power as you can. This is more of a personal preference of what you want to do with your balance arm, but make it into your own game that fit your play style and your body. Everyone's be a little bit different, but make it work for you is the best tip I can give to you, because I can't just go off and listen to someone else and be like, I'm gonna do that, because I just make everything my own, and just kind of go with it. And if it's, I try not to say if it's working, but keep that balance arm out. 45. Oh. Your hand is probably your most important part of the game. How you release the ball off your hand. I'm really trying to get my hand inside the ball. I've been doing some drills where I'm practicing back up, so I can get my hand inside. I've actually changed my backswing a little bit to compensate for those games where I really need to get my hand around and really get inside to get around the ball. When I'm going more up the back of the ball, I'm gonna keep my hand a little more steady so behind the ball, but if I'm going to really go around the ball, I'm gonna get my hand really inside and really cup it. If I wanna have a lighter hand, let's say I wanna play tied up 10 board. I'm using the dark web right now, it's a very big ball, so it's be a little harder. I gotta really make sure I get my hand behind it and not let my hand get around it. So I'm gonna start on 20. I'm gonna aim for the 10 board. Now let's get an example where I go around the ball. Use the same ball. So when you go around the ball, you kind of are going to help slow the ball down, so you're going to have a little less speed if you want to get those, like the zone play. But I'm going to go from 30 across 16. I'm going to balance in your arm. Which brings us to speed control. We use there to slow the ball down or speed it up, get a little firmer, a little softer, so it goes to the pins correctly. If I want to play a tighter line, I gotta be a little firmer, obviously a little less hand. So if I'm gonna go 25 across 13, or let's go 12. It's a little dry out there. Get the nice roll of the ball, really control it. Speed, according to the Specto, was 18.5 miles an hour. Now what happens if I slow it down? It's gonna read earlier. So it's gonna read earlier, I want to move more to the left. I'll do a 5-board jump, and I'll slow it down even more, so I'm at 35. I'm gonna go way up here, throw it at 18. So hit my board at 18, and as you saw, very strong hands, little hand could have been a little less, a little softer, but launch speed of 17.7, which was half mile slower than the last shot. So just showing you how speed is a very critical part of the game. Pro tip from a couple of the pros I've been talking to: if you bowl in different alleys, pay attention to what they do. If a rack is telling you to stay in and be more straight up, you need to stay straight in. You can't always think to put angle on it. So I had a tournament where I was getting no carry from the angle, I could not stay in with my with the balls I had in my bag, and I could not stay in with my revs. I just did not have the hand at that time, did not have everything kind of dialing down to getting that tight miss room that I needed for those professional PBA patterns. But don't overthink everything. Throw your game, but pay attention to what the ball and the pins are telling you. They give you all the information that you need. So as a bonus, we have the foul line. I know I finished 2 miles away from the foul line, maybe, okay, 2 feet. But still, sometimes with the slide, sometimes I get lucky and I'm probably within a foot. I don't really know what to work on with that other than just feet placement and just building a new step cycle and working all my timing into that. But if you have any ways you have to combat that, leave a comment down below. Come check out a couple shots right here, a couple quick, my new swing and how I'm really working on things and see how, and really improving. Some big old regionals coming up. Gotta get good now. So pretty lucky, we have Specto at this bowling alley, so I can really make sure I'm hitting my marks. I think I'm hitting, like I think I hit 10, make sure I hit 10, make sure my eyes are right, old me, but make sure I'm really seeing what I'm seeing. Accuracy is another thing I'm working on, and that's why this Specto is great. Lanes are toast. I think I'm on game 10. About 6 games of practice, 2 games with just spare ball. So, and then if you want to see the Specto, whoops. Yeah, become tuned in, have all the tips that I have been taking and trying to implement into my game. And I hope that you can take these tips and improve your game as well. Let me know if you have any extra tips for me, and I will try to see what I can do with them and see if I can try these new ways that I've never done before. But we talked about the timing, which you're working your arm swing, working your balance, and then your balance arm, and then also work with your hand and your speed control. So I want to thank you guys all for coming out. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and the notification bell if you want to see more. See you in the next one.